The most important thing is know your audience and know your customer really well. And I think that's where, when it comes to a good marketing strategy, when it comes to a good growth strategy, you can go more and more specific and more niche if you know everything there is to know about your customer. When it comes to customer, there's actually a really interesting article I read probably sort of over a year ago. And it was really interesting because it's not necessarily about the demographics only, right? Like are they male? Are they female? What gender? What age group? What sort of interest that they have? I think it's like really realizing who's your customer, what problem you're solving for them, and what's the job to be done for that customer. I think that's really, really important in order to get a marketing strategy right. And again, this is both for e-commerce businesses or just small business owners or business owners as a whole. If you know what your customer wants, what the problem it is that we can sort of solve for them and where they hang out. I think there's just so many different channels in which you can sort of acquire customers today. You've got Facebook, you've got Google, you've got YouTube, and within sort of Google and YouTube, you could do search, display. Like there's just so many different options that you've got, which is why obviously marketing agencies bring in that expertise, but you really need to speak to your customers. And sometimes like with the world of e-commerce, like I've always been a person that's like, I'll pick up the phone and speak to a customer to ask them. But sometimes that doesn't happen with like direct to consumer brands, but figure out the right strategy in order to get the information that you need to get from your customers. So whether that be a survey, whether that be a giveaway and sort of ask them to like answer a few questions. But I think that is really, really, really important. And then back that up with data analysis and do analysis. Like nowadays, you've got so many tools, which either you pay very little for, or you can even get for free around what is it that people are searching for on Google when it comes to like my industry and my topic. Like what do people need? So A, you can speak to your customers. B, you can do data analysis on it. Usually data doesn't go wrong. Like if you've done data analysis and the majority is searching for X, like there's a reason for that, right? So it's a much more calculated risk that you're taking versus just thinking purely out of your gut and purely out of like what you think. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is think of themselves as the only customer. Now, sometimes that works really well. And I know that has worked really well for specific businesses, especially like in the industries where either you become like a new mom or something where you're experiencing the problem, so you know. But that said, you're not your only customer and you're just one person. So you need to get more of a opinion on what is the job to be done, what's the problem to solve for like the rest of the people, because you're not everyone. So I think that is my biggest advice of knowing your customer really, really well.